Welcome to another episode of the Residency Match Insiders. Today, we'll talk about why didn't you match? And it's important as this, at the end of match season is coming, also SOAP season is approaching, and these are going to be days filled with interviews that have the same questions as the interviews that were given prior to SOAP. So let's get ready and be prepared. There are going to be questions that we cannot escape, and one of them is, why didn't you match? So to start, stop wasting your money with very expensive companies trying to give you advice on this, charging $1,000, $2,000, or companies that give you advice not by doctors but psychiatrists, psychologists, or social workers that they don't know exactly what's going on inside an internal medicine or family practice residency. We are a good option. We charge, but we don't charge too much. So shoot us an email and we can talk about prices and one-to-one interviews. So let's start with our topic for today. So I want to say that keep in mind that these interviewers, these program directors, residents, they are truly interested on knowing who you are, to getting to know you, because they want to spend time with you and they will be working with you for 3 years. So it's very important for them to get a sense of who you are. And this SOAP process is no different. So a well elaborated answer will suffice for this question of why didn't you match? But giving 3 or 4 reasons will be too much. The problem with giving 2 or 3 reasons may make you sound undecisive, unsure, not well prepared for this. So if you're gonna go there saying, I think it's maybe because of my low scores, because of my lack of clinical experience, or maybe because I wasn't ready for it. Those are true reasons, but the way you're wording it, it makes you sound undecisive. But it's different if you come and say, I believe it was because my lack of clinical experience, and then you follow the method of giving one reason, giving what happened after that, and what did you do to improve this situation, and closing with a confident statement of why you are ready now to start residency is more than enough to tackle this question. So, recommendation number 1, be realistic and confident. Easy to say, hard to do. Be positive. Practice and practice and practice. Why? Because with practice you become confident and you might be able to give this answer with a smile. Okay, next point. There might be many reasons why you failed. Maybe you left the interview thinking that, it went so well, I feel very confident about this place, but you didn't match. Well, what is done is done, move on. Some possible factors that we have seen all along interview seasons and they keep repeating are the application itself. Maybe your personal statements or your laws weren't compelling enough, weren't attractive enough for the eyes of these readers. Maybe you had a general personal statement as you were applying to internal medicine on one side and general surgery at the same time, or you were applying to family practice, but at the same time you wanted to give it a shot on dermatology, because there's crazy people out there that think that you can do one thing and the other thing completely unrelated and no one will know because you're giving a very general personal statement. And it's not the case. Many times people fail just because the quality of their personal statement. So commit, be realistic to where you can land. If you are an IMG and you have a need for a visa, you're not gonna get dermatology or plastic surgery. If you're an AMG or you're an American graduate, you can get it. So you have the luxury of applying to many places, but not if you're an IMG. So be realistic. I'm not trying to kill your hopes or your dreams, but every year that we apply, it's money that we use and time that we waste, time that we're not practicing. So time is money. Okay. Application strategy. Maybe for some reasons you applied too late, waiting for scores, waiting for documents from your country, waiting for the letters of recommendations to be completed, things that escape our hands, or sometimes we don't know the exact dates. So identify your problem. All I'm saying is identify your problem. Next, interview skills. You will be surprised how many people really think that an interview is something that you just go to talk about your life and just give some information about yourself. It's more than that. These people, they are looking on specific things when they talk to you. They want to hear things that they will reassure them to hire you, that are related to their scope of practice, to their specialty. So think about that. Lack of US clinical experience, and that unfortunately a lot of you will have, especially this year with COVID for 2020. A lot of applications or rotations were cancelled, and I don't know how other programs are taking your tele rotations, but it is what it is. And so if lack of clinical experience in the US is your case, there are ways that you can tackle this by, for example, getting to know as much of the United States healthcare system without doing a rotation. How do you do that? Read. And there are many forums of residency, residents giving their day-to-day rotations, day-to-day experiences at the hospital as residents, interns. So you can learn from that. It's not enough, but the point is that you should bring up the topic that you know the United States American or United States healthcare system somehow. Ideally, it is a rotation, hands-on rotation, or at least an observership rotation. Anything, get your hands on anything you can. Okay. All right. So these are some of the reasons that we've seen applicants are giving when they are asked this question. Bottom line is choose one. Stick to one. Think about it and elaborate your answer as it shows self-awareness. And that's the main thing we're looking at, is that you're able to criticize yourself. And think how you improved it, and while giving this answer, don't be defensive. Give the reason, what happened after it, how you improved it, close with confidence. Okay, so let's start practicing this. Let's start with, unfortunately or sadly, I didn't match last year. I believe it was due to my, choose one, limited US clinical experience, my mom falling ill, I couldn't complete my interviews, incomplete application, late application, followed by what happened after that. My mom falling ill, I couldn't complete my interviews. I had to put everything on standby. Or my lack of clinical experience. I have been doing rotations at different hospitals since then to understand the US healthcare system. But now follow with how you improve or reassuring them. But I assure you, my clinical skills are strong, my bedside manners are excellent. When treating patients, I'm always empathetic and reassuring. I believe in treating the patient, but also treating the soul. It is a thoughtful answer. It shows self-awareness and lots of words that they are looking for, that they want to hear. So it takes a minute to practice this 100, well, it takes 100 minutes to practice 100 times. So at least I expect you to practice in your paragraph, as it will flow naturally once you have to give it. And lastly, close with confidence. I feel your program is a great fit for me and my dream of advocating for vulnerable populations. Put all that together. Read it. Read 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. And the day that you have the interview, you remember all these words. And hopefully it's enough of an answer to convince them and reassure them. Thank you very much.